we have Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs with uh, a game that was unexpected, I think, for pretty much, I think, anybody who wasn't a Patriots fan. uh,
I don't know because once I found out that Edelman and Gronk were in the game, I remember actually a little back and forth we had in our fantasy football league chat.
yeah,
So I wasn't shocked once I found out how healthy they were. I mean, this is the healthiest the receiver corps has been. They had Amendola too,
yeah,
which
that's true.
uh, I still picked the Chiefs obviously, but I didn't. I wasn't surprised. I just wasn't. Once they had all them back, that was the difference.
Yeah,
Obviously, they were at home, and we get the same AFC Championship we always get.
true, true.
So
Yeah, well, and that's when we made our picks last week. I was assuming that Edelman was questionable, but then they said eventually he was coming back. But I'm like, okay. To me, I felt that was like a forced coming back because they're like, okay, shit, like we're beat up. We need somebody in there. So even if it's not 100%, we're gonna play him. And then I heard stuff that Gronk didn't practice all week, and then that's kind of the thing that you and I had back and forth. I'm like, well, Gronk's not
yeah,
playing. You're like, yes, he is. I'm like, no, he's not. And then he was. So
yeah.
I
I
was,
knew that was. I don't know what. I just felt like that was bullshit. They were just letting him rest, just so he would be healthy. I guess.
yeah, I guess.
The one thing that kind of surprised me is since he didn't practice, you'd think maybe he'd be a little out of step since he didn't run the plays that they, didn't really have the strategy. But I guess the strategy was just throw it to him. That
Yeah,
was,
because didn't he have what,
it
two
didn't
touchdowns
matter.
this game?
Yeah, he did. He did.
So exactly, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were saying, which I agreed with, that Kansas City had the better defense, but they didn't
Yeah,
look like it in this
yeah.
game.
On paper they did, but
Yeah,
yeah, and then the game happened. Edelman definitely was a big difference maker because several first downs on like third downs were converted with the pass to Edelman.
yeah,
I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it was like he was catching clutch passes that kept drives alive.
yeah.
That I guess otherwise because they didn't lose a single game while he was healthy.
Right,
So and
right.
as soon as he was out, they lost. So I think we're not going to get into predictions in here, but after the way the game went, I think they're probably the favorite going to the championship.
Yeah, I would say
Which is
so.
funny considering we thought they were going to lose. I mean, the Chiefs had all the momentum and they took it from them and beat them. So I kind of feel like they have it now. You
Yeah,
know?
it's almost like they took it or stole that
Yeah.
momentum and are carrying it over or something. And on top of that, a difference maker for the Patriots between Edelman and Amendola and Gronk, James White is a hell of he's a receiving running back, but man, he had that one play where I think he went down for like 68 yards or it was something close to that. And that guy can be a huge difference maker on the team too. It's like it's getting to a point where now with the Broncos having to play them in the championship game, their defense has to step it up a lot. I mean, I know that on paper they have one of the best defenses in the league, but they got to step it up big time because they're going against probably one of the better offenses in the entire league.
I don't know, not the way they played today. I don't want to get into
Well, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
uh, I guess we talked about the Patriots. I want to talk about the Chiefs. Now, it's probably been beaten to the ground a little bit, but I at least want to bring it up. The clock management at the end of that game was
Yeah.
the most sorry ass excuse for for just effort that I've ever seen, and especially in the postseason. I mean, did they not know how to run a hurry up offense?
It was
Like
weird.
seriously, it looked like they didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Like, did they not understand that they need to score quickly? They're huddling up. Is Alex Smith waiting for Paulson to play? Andy Reid deserves a lot of the blame. This is, this conservative play calling is one of the things that gets Andy Reid criticized.
Yeah.
He didn't have his team prepared for the situation, and they lost because of it. I mean, he got them there, but this is just, he's always been a coach that I thought was flawed. I mean, we kind of we had it after him, got after him earlier in the season. But this is just one of those things where one of his flaws really came out in this game, I think, and it cost him the game. I mean, he didn't run a hurry up offense,
Right.
flat out. I mean, I guess you can only do that so much it's more on the quarterback, really. I think Alex Smith is the one to really blame. But the coach has to prepare him how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it was just the Chiefs did not impress me at the end of that game at all, and I was just like, man, they deserve to lose the way they ran at the end of that
And the
game.
thing is, they're catching up too.
Yeah,
Like they had a shot at it, and because if you looked at purely just the first half, you're like, well, they're gonna lose. Look at the Patriots are
right.
driving downfield again, type of thing. But to their credit, they did catch up until like the last drive, and then they just kind of, I don't know, it was weird. And as much as that, yes, you're saying that it can go down to the coach to prepare his team. If you want to talk about flaws too, people are talking about how well Alex Smith has been this year. Like that he can be a game manager. He's really good at the short pass. He's good at this, and like he's accurate, which he is. Those are all true things. But his flaw came out. He can't do a hurry up offense. I think
Uh,
that's what's true. Is like because out of the 10 wins that they had the last season, since when did they have to go into a hurry up offense? I don't think they ever did. I think they
this is
took
the
early
thing.
leads and then they just kept going with it.
I've seen him run a hurry up offense though. He did it to the Saints in the playoffs back in like 2011, I think was the
Yeah,
season.
but with uh
But that shows he can do it. Like I don't get what the hell he was thinking. Like he had about a minute to work with and let or less, I think maybe, and let a touchdown drive, a couple big plays, and he was in the end zone.
mhm.
It was just like I don't know what the hell happened. No sense of urgency at all,
Yeah.
at all. It's like was the fix in? Ooh.
Oh man.
I'm like, is he the main character of the longest yard? Did he get paid to just fucking blow that game? I mean, I don't really believe that, but if you're a conspiracy theory, that's some good video footage right there.
Yeah.
It was pathetic, for lack of a better word. That's what I thought about it. I'm like, this is a pathetic effort right now. It's like they had just given up, but they were driving. It just didn't make sense. It's like we're quitting, but we're driving. I don't know. It was a half-assed effort, I guess.
I think a good way to transition is I'll at least say this. If your team is going to lose in the playoffs, this would be probably the worst way for me to lose.
Yeah, because it wasn't even the Patriots that really beat them. They kind of beat themselves at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. I mean, the Patriots did,
Well, I mean, they beat them the first half. They put them in that hole,
yeah.
but they were getting out of it, and they screwed themselves over.
And I guess like if you want to watch the next video on this between Packers and Arizona, if your team is going to lose like the Packers did, I'm way more happy that at least the Packers lost on something like that than
That's how
what
you
with the
run a hurry
Chiefs.
up offense. God damn it!
Well, there's that
Like
too.
shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. This game was just. It honestly, I'm glad the next game ended up being like it was because this one left a bad taste in my mouth the way it ended. It was just like, unless you're a Patriots fan watching that, you're just like, this is bullshit. Like at least try.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're right there. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah.
That's like, isn't that like the cliche that coaches tell them? Like Andy Reid should have been screaming, hustle, hurry the fuck up. Shit. I'm done. I'm done.
I think
I'm
I'm
done
done on
right
this too.
now.
It's pretty much
That's what stuck out about the game the most to me was that ending.
no.
The lack of just caring, I guess. I
And
don't
the
know.
fact that the Patriots just looked a lot more impressive than we all
Yeah, they did.
expected.
They
Much
did.
more impressive. I mean, to the point where Patriots are scary again. And
Yeah.
that's something to really watch out for. I guess the Broncos to watch out for primarily.
At least next.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that game though.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I think we can wrap this up here. So be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. There's links in the description below. Make sure to watch our other videos that we talk about the playoffs, and also make sure to watch our picks for the playoffs because we're talking about our records that we've had so far and our picks for next week, and see if we can compare it to that. So there's a lot going on. Any last words? Man, you gotta make some last words over the